அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இன்று குருதேவரின் 187வது பிறந்தநாள் விழாவை நாம் இங்கு கொண்டாடி கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் நம்முடன் கலந்து கொண்டு நமக்கு குருதேவரை பற்றி, அவர் வாழ்வும் வாக்கு பற்றி கூற தவத்திரு சுவாமி தன்மயானந்தஜி மகாராஜ் அவர்கள் நம்மோடு இருக்கிறார்கள். சுவாமி தன்மயானந்தஜி சென்னையை சேர்ந்தவர். 1954 முதல் சென்னை மடத்தோடு தொடர்பு கொண்டவர். பின்பு 56 ராமகிருஷ்ண மடம் சென்னையில் சேர்ந்தார், துறவியாக சேர்ந்தார். பின்பு பல நமது மடங்களில் சேவையாற்றி பின்பு மீண்டும் இந்த சென்னை மடத்தில் பல வருடங்கள் மேலாளராக சேவை செய்திருந்தார். அந்த காலத்தில்தான் நமது மடத்தின் பப்ளிகேஷனில் புத்தக வெளியீடு துறையில் பல மாற்றங்களை கொண்டு வந்து அதுக்கு ஒரு உயிரோட்டம் கொடுத்திருந்தார். அதில் முத்தாய்ப்பாய் குருதேவரின் அமுத மொழிகள் என்ற புஸ்தகம், த காஸ்பல் ஆஃப் ஸ்ரீ ராமகிருஷ்ணாங்கிற அந்த புஸ்தகத்தை தமிழில் 3 வால்யங்களாக மொழிபெயர்த்து இன்றளவும் தமிழ் கூறும் நல்லுலகம் படித்து பயன்பெற அவர் எடுத்த அந்த முயற்சி இன்றும் நமக்கு பலன் எடுத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. வருங்காலத்திலும் அது பலன் எடுத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அந்த வகையில் நம்ம தமிழ்நாடு மக்கள் மகாராஜுக்கு நன்றி கடன் பட்டிருக்கிறோம். பின்பு மகாராஜ் நம்முடைய மடத்தின் பல கிளைகளான கோயம்புத்தூர் வித்யாலயா, அப்புறம் ஹிமாலயாவில் உள்ள ஷாமலத்தால், மீண்டும் மலேசியாவில் உள்ள ராமகிருஷ்ண ஆசிரமம், இதெல்லாத்திலும் தலைவராக இருந்து தொண்டாற்றி கடந்த 10 வருடங்களாக இந்த ஆக்டிவ் ஒர்க்கிலிருந்து விலகி நமது மடத்தின் கிளையான ஹரிதுவாரில் ஓய்வு வாழ்க்கையில் இருக்கிறார். அப்பப்போ சென்னைக்கு வரும்போதெல்லாம் நம்ம அவரை ரிக்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணி பக்தர்களுக்கு அருளறி வழங்கும் அது கேட்டுக்கொண்டதுண்டு. இந்த முறையும் அவர் பெங்களூர் செல்வதாக இருந்தது. ஆனால் நாம் கூறியிருந்தோம், நமது தவத்திரு சுவாமி கௌதமனஞ்சி அவர்கள் இந்த குருதேவன் ஜெயந்திக்கு வேலூர் மடத்துக்கு செல்ல வேண்டிய ஒரு கட்டாயம் இருப்பதால் நீங்கள் இருந்து பக்தர்களுக்கு இங்கு அருளை வழங்க வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டிருந்தோம். கோரிக்கை ஏற்று சாமிஜி நம்முடன் இன்று கலந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். ஸோ அவருடைய இந்த 90 வருட வாழ்க்கை, அவருக்கு கிட்டத்தட்ட 90-91 வயது. இந்த அரங்கத்தில் 90 வயது கடந்தவர் யாரும் இருக்க மாட்டாருன்னு நம்புகிறேன், தவிர அவருடைய அனுபவங்கள், குருதேவருடைய தொடர்பு பல மக்களுக்கு ஒரு ஆன்மீகத்தில் ஒரு பலம் அவர் மூலியமாக கிடைத்திருக்கிறது, இங்கு நினைவு கூற வேண்டும். அப்படிப்பட்ட சாமிஜி அவர்கள் இன்று நம்முடன் கலந்து கொண்டு குருதேவரை பற்றி நமக்கு அருளிட வழங்குமாறு பாதம் பணிந்து கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். மகாராஜ் அவர்கள் ஆங்கிலத்தில் சொற்பொழிவாற்ற இருக்கிறார். ப்ளீஸ் மகாராஜ், ப்ளீஸ். ஜெயராமகிருஷ்ண.
Janim Saradhan Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padabadmi Tayo Sritva Pranamami Murmu. My dear Swamis and Brahmacharis and dear devotees and friends, it is a very great occasion. I am happy since morning. Hundreds and thousands of devotees have assembled at the feet of the Holy Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Swamiji, and they have participated in different programs, music and other puja, etc., homa. Now, I will have been very free if I have to talk in Tamil, but anyway, it is the request of our brother monks that I should speak in English. As I told you, devotees have come in large numbers to participate. But if you dig deep into it, how these devotees have been attracted by Sri Ramakrishna, how they come to him, come to his fold, because to be a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna is not a simple thing. Devotees and devotees. Whoever takes the name of God is a devotee, no doubt. But unless you have got special qualities of spiritual values, thirst, spiritual, then it is very difficult to get into the spirit of Sri Ramakrishna. In other words, Sri Ramakrishna himself brings us into its fold. It is a great mystery, or is a great phenomenal thing which we cannot explain in words. It is what we see. In my eyes, as Swamiji introduced, in my humble capacity as an ordinary monk of this mutt, nearly 70 years, I have seen the glory of Sri Ramakrishna, how it manifests, and it draws people. I have moved different parts of India, and I visited some of the outside of India, some of the centers also I visit. I have the direct knowledge, with all humility I should say, that the experience which I get is marvelous and thrilling. How, in his own way, actually speaking, the Ramakrishna organization is the creator, preserver, and everything. And he himself is the spirit behind all our activities. And we are only tools in his hands. This is a very great subtle fact, no doubt. We have to understand as we grow further and further, we understand. And if since morning I was thinking what to speak, because to in a cursory way to speak of Ramakrishna is very easy. We read his books, we read his beautiful stories, we simple life, and before us the great book Lila Prasanga is there, very exhaustive life. Swami Saradananji is a gifted person, he has given that exhaustive life. You can understand and see the ordinary theoretical aspect of the outward aspect of Sri Ramakrishna. Is it all? Then we come to the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. When we see Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he lives in the Gospel. If you take the Gospel, many people will tell me they have got great problems. They will simply open the page and see it will get the relevant portion. The relevant portion comes to him because it is a psychological affair, because they have that attitude, and Sri Ramakrishna comes to them in that way. He is living in his own right, that sayings. Sri Ramakrishna, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the great Gospel, Amuda Murigal we call it. So, superficially, the Ramakrishna mission has grown beyond measures, all measures, all over the India. In this is the 187th year birth anniversary. In this small period, great avatara comes not for 50 years or 100 years or 2000, for old age, one yuga. And Swamiji calls him the greatest of all the avatars, that greatest of the avatara. Why he has called him greatest, how it is, it's all very, very abstruse and very subtle matter. We cannot discuss and settle it. It is all, the more you think, the more you ponder, the more you deal with it, then only we will be able to understand the import of it. This Ramakrishna is like a great ocean. In ocean, who can understand the depth, the vastness, and his expansion? We cannot see. Sri Ramakrishna himself gives the example that a salt doll has gone to measure the depth, it melts. Same is the condition with us. If If we want to understand Sri Ramakrishna and measure him under them, we find no way out to understand, as if we are in a great forest. What to speak of us? Swami himself is there. I have lived with him. I sat at his feet. I have argued. I have seen him, and he has great affection for me. He says, Swamiji is a wonderful person. He is a versatile genius. He can sing. He can play on music. He has got wisdom. He is Jitendri. All these things he says. Not only that, he has brought him from his special, for this work, from the Saptarishi Mandal. They are all know about the whole thing. Saptarishi Mandala is not an ordinary thing. Highest, higher than highest, and not only that, he is the Naranarayana, he says. Later days when he says, he bows down to him and says, you are Naranarayana. And he sees Narayana in him. These are all mystical things. These all words carry deeper meaning, but superficially we can understand. That superficial understanding itself is because of Guru Maharaj's grace. Through that only you have to wade through the superficial understanding with devotion, with steadfast behavior and simplicity. If you are there, he himself will, stage by stage, he will take us and lead us to the ultimate. This is the truth of it. This is what we have heard from our elders. This is what we have, in our own experience, we have understood. See, from that point, this Ramakrishna Mat is a tirtha. It's a great tirtha, you must understand. Narada says, tirtha. What is tirtha? Tirthi kurbani tirthani. Sukarmi kurbanti karmani. Sastrani, satsastrani bhavanti sastrani. This is a great dictum. Not less a person that Narada says. Guru Maharaj says Narada's bhakti is very relevant for this age. See, what does it mean? As I told you again, superficially understanding is very easy. See, Ramakrishna's dictum is you have to realize God. God realization is the main purpose of life. See, we are in this world. We are preoccupied with so many other things. But the Avatar Purusha says, you must realize God. That is your main duty. He says it with affection, with compassion, with real interest as a real guru. He is the guru of all gurus. He says, the first-rate guru will not leave a man. He will force him to get the object fulfilled. So, and Sri Ramakrishna says that renunciation without sadhana, no spirituality is possible. In clear terms, spiritual life, if you want to live, you should do some sadhana. In the same spirit, he says sadhana is not possible in this age. This age in Kali Yuga, people, the life force is very limited. It is not possible. So we have to take to what? To take to the devotional aspect of Narada. Devotional aspect is more important. And Sri Ramakrishna comes to our aid and he says that how to live in this world. To do sadhana, we should have renunciation, detachment. Renunciation, in other words, detachment and love of God. These are all the things which repeatedly in the gospel you will find. And you see, if you carefully read through the pages of gospel, you will find he has come for the awakening of the entire world. Swamiji says, with his dawn, the Satya Yuga has dawned. Satya Yuga, you understand that where people will be more or less, all of them will be spiritual in mind. We will be wondering how it is possible. How it is possible, but when Swamiji says it must be possible, he says, Sri Ramakrishna is the avatar, has come at a time, special avatar has come In one place he says, the time was ripe for a person to appear who has the wisdom and the intellect and the fearful knowledge of Shankara and the expansion of the art of Buddha and the divine love manifestation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and much more, all put together and much more. You can understand the dimension of Sri Ramakrishna's avatara hood. These are all very great truth which sage seer sees and tells, but we have to believe and pause, and then we have to experiment. Our experiment is in the form of practicing, following faith. So Swami Guru Maharaj says you should have the discrimination. He says you can find the two types of mankind he is preparing. One is the monastic, another is the lay disciples. Monastics is one, they are drawn from different societies, different places and different. And if you talk to the Swamis and Brahmacharis, everybody has got a great story to tell how Sri Ramakrishna's blessing has brought them, his compassion, his attention. Each man has got a story to tell. Same is the case if the devotees, if you are, they also will be able to tell you many stories of how they have been, the course of their life has changed by coming in contact with Sri Ramakrishna's literature, the monastics, and the other visiting the places of pilgrimage. Sri Ramakrishna says the monks will have renunciation external and internal. But when it comes to the devotees, he says, he is very, very liberal. He says they will not be able to do external renunciation. They have to live in the society, they have to carry on their work, the society is there, everything is there. But they should have internal renunciation. Internal renunciation is nothing but detachment. Detachment, in other words, they have to develop the sense of contentment and not indulging in ordinary pleasures of the life, running after money, pleasure, this and that, and they have to direct their mind for a higher purpose. In other words, you would say there are two types of Maya, Avidya Maya and Vidya Maya. They should catch hold of Vidya Maya procedure, and Vidya Maya Vidya Maya will lead you. Guru Maharaj says, if you are following the Vidya Maya state you have come, you are very near, few steps to get to higher. That means what? Few steps means that your mind is ready to be associated with the God's beauty. Again, he says, when you come to Vidya Maya, slowly your mind will come to the fourth stage of life. Three ordinary stage means the pleasures of this world, learning about and then enjoying food, this, that, cinemas, that mobile phone will be that attractive. But these things will be there, but later attraction of God, you will be able to feel that God is real, God is to be attained, God is the fulcrum of life, that central force, that all this data. And Sri Ramakrishna gives a very beautiful the methodology is a satsanga, sadhu sangha. You have sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, you will not be able to get Madras Mutt, so many sadhus is all right. That everybody is busy, you will not be able to talk. But sadhu sangha means you go to the temple, sit before Guru Maharaj, pray to him, read our literature and do service, this and that. In that way, sadhu sangha, and chanting the name of the Lord day and night, and prayer, and then devotion to the Lord, increasing your devotion, bhakti, and time to time living in solitude. Living in solitude is to gather your forces and find out how far you are able to detach yourself. This is the process. And Sri Ramakrishna says, sadhana is needed, but in this age, very, very hard sadhana going to the forest is not possible. So this sadhana easy people can do. You be a devotee, you attend prayers, and that you should not be drowned in. Swami Ranganathanji would say, you can be an householder. You should not say, I am I'm singing in worldliness. That should not be the case. He has got a book, The Religion for the Householders, How to Live. If you read, you can find out. He says, householder does not mean you should be completely lost in this world. Householder is the pathway to God. All great people have come from householders as a progeny of the householders. So the householders has got a great responsibility and great purpose behind it. They should have the spirit of the outworldership. They should understand that is what Sri Ramakrishna. In my humble way, I think Sri Ramakrishna is ushering in a new era. In this, he has put in force the sadhus force and the monastics and non-monastic lay, and he is preparing the fit instruments for all them, and it will encourage and the world will be a society. As Swamiji says, the dharma will be in the uppermost and highly evolved and the householders will be there in the forefront. Then religion and spirituality and the modern cultured life is so as simple as possible. Is not hunting. That is the vision of Sri Ramakrishna's blessings and Sri Ramakrishna's life, which he has done in a simple way. You just see Sri Ramakrishna's things are all unique. It's something extraordinary, special. It is. See his birth. There is uniqueness in his birth and early days. What an amount of manifestation of spirituality he had. Then he comes to Calcutta, and there he takes the resolve. I have to live a special life. He tells to his brother that you see, I am not for this. My life is a different type. Then he comes the priest, and about 30 to more than 30 years he is in Dakshineshwar, and he has plunged himself into sadhana. In the beginning itself, as a pujari, within a short time, he wanted to realize mother. He says, mother is a stone image. I have to realize mother as a living symbol. Then you all know about the hard sadhanas he has entered to in order to conquer the 8 fetters, to be released from these fetters. What all he has done is, and then he had the vision of the mother. Then he has seen God face to face. He has realized mother. Then it is the wish of the mother, because he has to prepare him for the universal fulfillment. So he has to, for about 12 long years, he has to do a lot of sadhanas, one by one. Holy Mother says he has not, automatically it has come one after to him. The mother's, Sri Ramakrishna's life, according to mother, is a personification of renunciation. He is full of renunciation. And the mother, divine mother, Mother Kali, has prepared him in such a way that one after another he has gone through the disciplines and realized and given that great dictum. And God in every path is same God, because he has got the authority to say he has seen God, he has realized God. So as a result, he has seen each path is same God realization. Others, they are the sadhakas, no doubt, but following the path, they become bigotry and narrow-minded and think, my God, your God, and God, and God. And Sri Ramakrishna's realization has put an end to all those things. I have seen in my younger days how the different sects will be fighting among each other in temple. You should not go to the temple. That I myself has witnessed such things. And now Sri Ramakrishna's advent, after that, because of the synthesis, people understand the greater purpose behind religion. Religion is, we should not be stuck up in the religion. We have to go, it's a great harmonizer and synthesizer. And that's why he has given this dictum, as many paths, so as many paths and so much is the truth. This is there. And then there is the greatest contribution, rather the right eye opener for the entire humanity, that they were all wallowing in that one mistake, and that they have come out of it. Then Sri Ramakrishna's another great important in his life, we find that he says that when you are able to see God in images and in other matter, why not see God in man? God's manifestation in man is more than anything else. He is divine. So in his exalted mood, one day when they were discussing about the Vaishnava doctrine, and it comes Vaishnava, Jive Daya. Then in ecstatic mood he says, who are you to show Daya? You are a tiny Jiva, bound soul, and how can you show Jiva to other people? This God alone can show Jiva not, but you can serve human being as seeing God in man. This is a great dictum. And when Swamiji heard, and he took the clue, and he says, yes, when time comes, I will translate it. Sivajnane Jiva Seva. This is another great contribution. And these are all the ways in which the modern avatar are slowly ushering in the new method of society is to be drawn. So you have to see God in man. When you have to see God in man, what happens? It transforms. That hatred, jealousy, and other pettiness will go, and you are able to see what is the secret of Upanishadic thoughts to be translated. That is why Swamiji says, Vedanta will make a lawyer a better lawyer, a student as a better student. But what does it mean? That you see divine in you and you are able to see divine in others. You cannot find fault with anybody. This is so in this way, Sri Ramakrishna's unique personality, different times, different things he manifests. And another important point in Ramakrishna's life, what we see is compassion. It's compassion, that on the Kalpataru day, he became the Kalpataru tree, and then contribute and distributed his divine. That awakening, because of his awakening by his air blessing is happening. And if you go a step further, Sri Ramakrishna Krityam Karoti Kalusham, we sing Krityam Karoti Kalusham. Even people who are of a bad character, who are a bad character, all have been metamorphosed and completely changed by his contact, by his devotion, by his compassion. That you are we see. And Girish Ghosh's case is a shining example how he himself says, who was I and who am I now? By his contact with Sri Ramakrishna, he has completely, he has developed that devotion, bhakti, faith. He says he is avatara. Other people were hesitating, but he declares openly, and Sri Ramakrishna makes a fun, and he is asking him to discuss with others. He was just watching how it is. And Swamiji and Girish Ghosh has to discuss. But Swamiji says, I cannot discuss with him because he has got some deep devotion. How can we discuss with him? That is the condition. So it's all the miracle of Sri Ramakrishna. And I come to that point of what I said now, and this Ramakrishna Mutt is a great tirtha. You must understand all these different ideas I gathered. And the central point is that Sri Ramakrishna Mutt is a great tirtha. How it is a great tirtha? Tirthe kurvanti tirthani, he says, according to that, a tirtha, a place becomes a place of tirtha. You know, in India, you have got many places of great importance, tirtha, religious places. Varanasi is the greatest. And then there's Allahabad. And then Triveni Sangama is there. And then there's Vrindavan. Then in south, you have many places. Rameshwaram, there are so many. Our own. And this place is one of that is the greatest of the tirtha. Why it is greatest of the tirtha? Swamiji came here. Swamiji, before going to America, he was there in incognito as a unknown monk, and afterwards, after his victorious Chicago address, when he returned, the Chennai people received him, and then he stayed in the Illam for about 9 days. He delivered his most important lectures. His Colombo to Almora lectures were delivered here. They're beautiful, and he's there. And Swamiji means Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is Swamiji. Swamiji is Sri Ramakrishna as far as his manifestation of the avatara principle. He cooked the food and Swamiji distributed it. That is the partnership of both of them. He has brought him from this great loka, and then he used him for distributing the thoughts what he had. And then Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji was there. And Swamiji sent our Shashi Maharaj here. Shashi Maharaj lived there for first 5 to 6 years, and afterwards brought Sri Ramakrishna here, Sri Ramakrishna temple. Then it expanded and expanded. It's become a big temple now. It's a center of spiritual values. It's about Tirtha. And what to speak of that? A galaxy of great monks have lived here. Continuing Shashi Maharaj and other people, glorious about Yatishwaranji Maharaj, the great spiritual dynamo, he was here as the head. And then Swami Tapasyanji, Kailasanji Maharaj, Tapasyanji Maharaj, and now our dear Gautamanji is there for a long time, in disseminating the spiritual values, his glory, his spiritual value. So a galaxy of monks are living, and what more is needed to say that this is the greatest of the Sapasya? Not only that, so many brahmacharis and sadhus are coming, and above all, many inspiring devotees silently doing the service they are doing it. I interact with other of them and find out how silently they're performing they've understood the secret of Sri Ramakrishna. Rather, Sri Ramakrishna has made them to understand. How he brought them, we cannot understand. He has brought, and they are involved in the service with joy. Previously, I used to say about half a dozen ladies will come in the morning. They sweep the whole hall and go. What a great service it is, incognito they were doing it. And so many other people in their own way. So what more is needed to say? This is the greatest of the Tirtha. The point is now in spiritual life, as I tell you again, faith is more important. Faith can wonders. In the same gospel you will find about faith and devotion. How many beautiful stories and illustrations Ramakrishna gives. If faith is there, everything is achieved. So faith, you have to start with faith, then the other things will slowly unfold yourself. So on this auspicious occasion, I had the opportunity to meet you all and share some of my thoughts and to say again I have to tell you that Sri Ramakrishna, it is not so easy to talk about Sri Ramakrishna. He is the personification, is ocean of love and affection. Swamiji says he is LOVE, love personified. And then And see, so many words and other things, the inner feeling is very difficult to bring out and tell all these things. So on this auspicious occasion, we pray to Sriram Krishna to give us the right guidance. As Sri Krishna says, Machinta Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayanta Samam Nityam Tushanchita Ramanchita Tesham Satada Yuktanam Vajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yenamam Upayantite Teshameva Anukan Partam Aham Ajnanantapa Nasayam Atmabhava. So it's a great dictum. What Sri Ramakrishna is fulfilling what he told in the Krishna Avatara, in Ramakrishna Avatara, he is fulfilling that one. So he is giving the Buddhi Yoga. He is giving us the guidance. He is drawing us to us. Without knowing us, he is bringing, and slowly he is making up to understand this thing. Let us give us the understanding. Let us lead us, and let us take us to and in his fold. Thank you.
நன்றி மகராஜ். குருதேவரின் கருத்துக்களை இந்த சிறிய நேரத்தில் தனக்கே உரிய பாணியில் நமக்கு தெளிவுபடுத்திய சாமிஜி, அவர் கூறிய கருத்தின் எல்லாம் குருதேவரின் பல கோணங்களில் சொன்னாலும் கடைசியாக தான் கூறிய ராமகிருஷ்ண மடங்கள் அனைத்தும் ஒரு தீர்த்த தலம், புண்ணிய தீர்த்தங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாரு. அந்த வகையில் சென்னை ராமகிருஷ்ண மடம் ஒரு தலையாய தீர்த்த தலமாக விளங்கும் என்பதில் சந்தேகமில்லை. ஏனென்றால் கடந்த 70-75 ஆண்டுகளாக சென்னை மடத்தின் வளர்ச்சியையும் ஆன்மீக செல்வங்களையும் அவர் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். அவர் கூறியது போல் நம்பிக்கை இருந்தால் எல்லாமே அடைந்து விடுதல் போன்றது என்ற அந்த ஒரு நம்பிக்கையை நாம் இந்த நல்ல நாளில் பகவானிடமிருந்து பெற்று நமது ஆன்மீக பயணம் மேலும் மேலும் சிறந்து இனி வரும் நாட்களில் நமது குருதேவரின் கருணை நமது மீது பொழிய நாம் அவரை குருதேவரின் வேண்டுவோம். சாமிஜி அவர்கள், நமது சுவாமி தவத்தூர் சுவாமி கௌதமானந்தஜி அவர்கள் இருவரும் மிகவும் நெருங்கிய நண்பர்கள். இருவரும் சுவாமி யதீஸ்வரானந்தஜி மகாராஜ் அவர்களிடமிருந்து தீட்சை பெற்றவர்கள். இன்று நமது சுவாமி கௌதமானந்தஜி மகாராஜ் இல்லாத குறையை தனது சொற்பொழிவும் தனது பிரசன்ஸ் மூலம் நமக்கு அளித்திருக்கிறார். சாமிஜிக்கு நம்ம மடத்தின் சார்பாக, பக்தர்கள் சார்பாக நாம் நன்றி கூறுகிறோம். சாமிஜி எழுதிய அந்த புஸ்தகம், அமுதமொழிகள் புஸ்தகம் 3 வால்யூம் நமது மடத்தில் புக் ஸ்டாலில் கிடைக்கும். அன்பர்கள் யாரிடம் இல்லையோ நீங்கள் பெற்று செல்லலாம். அதை பல நமது பக்தர்கள் கூறியிருக்கிறார்கள். அதை 5ஆம் வேதம் என்று கூறுகிறார்கள். 4 வேதங்கள் இருக்கு, இது ஒரு 5ஆம் வேதம். எல்லா இடத்திலும் இருக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு புஸ்தகம் என்று பலர் கூறுவதுண்டு. அந்த ஒரு கான்ட்ரிபியூஷனை செய்த சாமிஜிக்கு மீண்டும் நன்றி கூறிக்கொண்டு சாமிஜி வணங்குகிறோம். இந்த 187வது ஆண்டு பர்த்டேயில் இன்னொரு சிறப்பு இருக்கிறது. நமது சென்னை மடம் ஆரம்பித்து 125 வருடங்கள் ஆகின்றன. அந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் சாமிஜி கலந்து கொண்டு இருப்பது நமக்கு மிகவும் பாக்கியம். அதை மீண்டும் அவருக்கு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். இப்பொழுது அனைவரும் வரிசையில் சாமிஜிக்கு நமஸ்காரம் செய்யலாம். அவர்கள் பக்தர்கள் அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணுவார்கள். நன்றி.